Hello and welcome to 100% Chelsea, your one-stop shop for all things Chelsea. I'm joined by a new guest today. This is my friend Diego. He's called Arthur, but we call him Diego. He goes to university with me. He will be running some of the 100% Chelsea social media. How you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. You?
Yeah, I'm not bad. You buzzing for the game this weekend?
Yes, I am. Should be better than last week.
Oh God, anything's
Hopefully.
going to be better than last week, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, it
let's
should
let's
be.
let's touch on last week just to begin with. I guess we might as well have a little chat
Yeah,
about that. I mean, everybody knows it was shocking. It
it
didn't
was.
happen. Chelsea weren't there. You know, it's a blip. Nothing. Well, it's not a blip. It was shit. Let's be honest.
It
We were
was
awful.
awful. Awful.
Where did it go really wrong for you? What did you think was the big factor which you saw? This is definitely why we're not playing well. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on, but is there anything that really stuck out to you?
I think it's the fact that we don't have John Terry in the team, that, there's no leadership, especially at the back. I think there's no communication between the defenders and the goalkeeper. I know we've seen, like, during the Arsenal game, Cahill was shying for the ball and Courtois was on his line doing nothing. And obviously it was a shocking game. So yeah, I think it's basically without John Terry, I think Chelsea really struggle. And having Ivanovic as a vice captain, I think it's not the best idea really, because he was just awful as well. I think everyone was awful apart from Diego Costa. They actually tried, and everyone was just lazy.
Yeah, well, that's very true. It's very sensible. And obviously, going into the game, we're going to play a team in Hull, which obviously people are going to go, oh, it's only Hull, it's only this team, it's only that team. The people saying that at the beginning of the season, obviously they picked up some good results against Leicester and some
Yes.
other sides. Last minute lost to Man United. Obviously, they've dropped off since then. But
Yeah.
you know, with the way we've been playing and the potential result that could crop up, which, let's be honest, it is very likely it could happen. It's something that could happen. Are you worried about losing to Hull tomorrow?
Um, well, obviously I am. If we lose against Hull, obviously it's a bit worrying. But Hull can upset us like they've done it before against other teams, big teams. Um, so yeah, I think we just have to turn up tomorrow, be better than last week, and I think Conte has to make some changes from last week, in my opinion.
Hmm. What would be those changes then? What would your team? What team do you want to see play tomorrow?
Well, obviously Courtois in goal. I'm not a big fan of him, but have him in goal. Um, I would have Azpilicueta on the right, Ivanovic and Cahill in the middle, in the centre back position, and then Alonso as a left back. And then instead of having just Kante as a set defensive midfielder, have Kante and Matic, and then have Willian, Fabregas, and Hazard just in front of them, and obviously Costa up front. So
Hmm.
basically, we're going to play. I wanted to play 4-2-3-1.
But couldn't some people argue that formation is dead? It doesn't work for us anymore. It didn't work for us last season. We got picked apart so easily in the middle of the park.
Yeah,
It's stuff like that which worries me. I mean, also, obviously, he was shocking the weekend. He's not a centre half, but no David Luiz in the side. I mean, surely there'd be space for him somewhere.
yeah. I think obviously Matic hasn't been the best player, like the player he was 2 seasons ago. Obviously, he's had a good start, but last weekend he was bad. He wasn't running. Uh, but I think if Matic plays well against Hull, obviously he deserves to stay for the 9 minutes. But if he doesn't, why not bring David Luiz on and play in Matic's position and have Fabregas in front of him? So it's basically, I know we know, like we've seen against Arsenal, David Luiz made quite a few good passes, and I think having two kind of playmakers in the team would help us, especially having Hazard on the wing and Willian. We would just go forward instead of just going sideways or going to the back.
Mm. Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think that's good potential there. I mean, let's be honest, David Luiz is not a centre half. I mean, for me personally, I wouldn't start Matic. He looks too sluggish now. He's lost his legs. He's done. That's my
Yeah,
opinion of the Nemanja Matic. I would potentially start David Luiz in next to Kante and have that player who from deep can spray those passes, which he does. Although Fabregas does do it, he doesn't have the energy. He doesn't fit Conte's bill as a player, and we saw that. Excuse me. We saw that going into Arsenal. He just couldn't keep up with everyone. He couldn't do it. And it's a case of, I think that if you started David Luiz, a lot of energy there, a lot of passion, a lot of power, great passing prowess, great long distance shots. He's that threat. You'd have Kante just picking up the balls, spraying about. Although one thing that everyone did notice, it was all over social media, after the Arsenal game. The referee tracked back quicker than N'Golo Kante. Does that worry you?
A bit. I think that obviously being 3-0 down before half time, obviously the players were, their mentality were a bit down, I think everyone deserves to have a bad game, but, in one game we had, I'll say, 10 players play bad, and the players that came on actually did it right. Pedro actually tried, but, Kante, he had a really good season last year with Leicester. Obviously became champions. But
he played 37 games last season.
37.
I'm not sure if it's a case of potentially, maybe that's caught up to him. Maybe it's a similar situation to what Matic had, where the season we won the league was by far the best holding midfielder in the league, potentially Europe, potentially the world. That maybe me just blowing my own trumpet at being a bit of an idiot. But Matic was a very, very, very good holding midfielder the season won the league. He dominated that centre of the park, gave Fabregas time, let him spray the ball out, let him do as he pleases, and then last season he just dropped off. Everyone thought potentially it could be something that it was just a one-off. It's just something Conte could pick up again. But it seems for me that it's continued. And I think people have only just realised that Matic is just slow and sluggish, and I saw it since the beginning of the season. He's too slow, too sluggish. He doesn't have it in him anymore. And I have a horrible feeling that Kante may be going the same way. He is a great midfielder, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I'm not saying he's not, because he is, and he's proven it. He was one of those hidden gems that people found. But the fact of the matter remains, I'm not sure if it was just he was tired that game, but there was potential that he was absolutely shattered from playing pretty much every single game last season, and it does worry me.
It is. I think it was just down. I think it's basically just a mentality thing, because I think that Conte is a really experienced manager, and I think that he can bring the players back again to where we were at the start of the season, to like the winning ways, but I don't think Kante will continue this bad form, in my opinion.
But what about other players that could potentially go into midfield? Obviously, neither of us have mentioned him because I don't think we want him anywhere near this team. Few people have said it in the comments. Oscar, why do you think, and I agree, obviously I agree, he shouldn't be. Why should he not be in this team? Why would you not play him?
Wow. I think he's a bit weak. In my opinion, I think Oscar is a bit weak when it comes to, obviously he's really good with his feet. Passing the ball is great, but when it comes to going one-on-one with a defender, he's just weak, very weak. And we've seen it before last year, 2 seasons ago, where he just went down on the floor for really soft challenges. Yeah,
I agree. I don't think he's very consistent either. He can't seem to get a consistent run of form as a number 10 and moving those balls about. However, someone in the comments has just made a great point. Paul Thompson, he says it. He works though. He tracks. He does. But what else does he do? I've not seen him do anything else this season. And you see him on the odd occasion that he does come back. I mean, someone said in the comments, and unfortunately I'm going to have to make him a bit upset, but Emmanuel Selavos said, we need John Obi back, the African Zidane. He's out. He's gone. He's injured at the minute. He's not coming back. But Another very interesting shout which people have said in the comments. Nathaniel Chalobah. Would you potentially start him against Hull? Potentially because Hull are a weaker. No, sorry, the Premier League is weak, but weaker team.
Yeah,
I say that very loosely. Would you bring him in?
It depends really, because we can say that Hull are a weaker team, but if we bring Shalba and he doesn't perform like everyone's expecting him to perform, that's basically wasting a substitution. If you know what I mean. Obviously, it's great to have someone from the academy playing for us, but taking those risks at this stage of the season, I don't think it's the best solution at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I would loosely agree with that. What would you guys say would be your ideal start 11 tomorrow? Who would you start? Who would you potentially not? Who would you not start? Who would you think should not be in that starting 11? But I mean, obviously, this is obviously a big game for us. I mean, we're coming off the back of a draw and a loss. A draw, 2 losses in the Premier League, and 1 loss in the Capital One Cup, which was, let's be brutally honest, very, very, very lucky. I mean, it was a great result, no doubt about it. We did play better in the second half, but I'm not entirely convinced. I mean, going into the game, obviously, no John Terry. You already mentioned this. He's out with an ankle injury. I'm reading from BBC Sports. So Chelsea defender John Terry remains out with an ankle injury, while midfielder Mikel Jonobi is missing because of a muscle problem. And then obviously we'll come back to that. But the next thing which I've seen, which is very, very good for us over the next a few weeks' time, long-term absentee Kurt Zouma is 3 weeks away from a return. A huge reinforcement at the back. What do you think about that?
I think it is ideal. I think we need him, especially when it comes to pace, tracking the players, and down on tackling as well, because he was great last season when it came to tackling. Unfortunately, he got injured against Man U, which looked pretty awful. But knowing that he's coming back soon, it's just going to be good for Chelsea.
So, what do you think he brings to the team? What would you, if you looked at that back line? Obviously, it is so frail at the minute. It is diabolical. It's absolutely shocking. I mean, obviously, some of you will have seen. I wasn't as angry as I should have been, if I'm honest, after the Arsenal game. I think I'd cooled down a lot by that point, because obviously I've been speaking to other people. But I just feel, just absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. And defensively at the back, Cahill was bad. He was bad. But for me, he was not at fault for the first goal. I put it down to Branislav Ivanovic. And I know what people will say, I have a thing for hating Branislav Ivanovic, whatever. No, that's not true. I don't have anything against him. He just isn't as good as he used to be. He's not anymore. He's been a great servant for the club. But when Willian was out on that right-hand side with him, he could have just passed the ball forward. But instead, he was negative. The ball went backwards. Alexis Sanchez straight away was on top of Gary Cahill. Gary Cahill lost the ball, threw on goal, 1-0. It's as simple as that. David Luiz moved forward. I'd say he was at fault for the second goal, in my opinion. He moved forward to go and try and close it down. Lost the ball. Ozil comes back for the 1-2. He's like 5-10 yards behind, way out of the way, 2-0. It's stuff like that which does worry me quite a lot. And then it's just Theo Walcott. Easy goal. It was a perfect Arsenal goal. But the fact of the matter remains that we shouldn't have conceded that goal. That goal was something which, if you look at Chelsea from previous seasons, last season, no, not last season, what am I talking about? Season 1 of the league, season before that, we were defensively solid, one of the best defenses in the Premier League. And it's something which is obviously huge for us. I mean, and then last season, the only bright spot we had in Kurt Zouma got injured.
Yeah.
Will he be the same player when he comes back?
Well, I think he will. Obviously, as I mentioned before, he's a really quick player, which is what we need at the back, because I think that Ivanovic is really slow. Cahill can be quick, but it takes time to be quick. Alonso, he's slow as well. So having like Azpilicueta and Zouma at the back, I think it's a positive for us. But now we have to wait and see if he's going to be as good as he was last year after this injury.
Yeah, well, that's a very, very, very good point you made because it is something as potential scary. What do you guys think? Do you think he'll be the same player when he comes back? Let us know down in the comments below. Another player. Wow. Big thing I've seen in the comments again, mate. Drop Thibaut Courtois. Obviously, some stats came out today, but he's apparently one of the worst Premier keepers. Would you drop Courtois for Begovic?
Well, after seeing the stats today, it's quite worrying. But I'm not really confident with Begovic in goal as well. I think that he makes mistakes sometimes. I mean, it's quite hard. I'm not a keeper. I can't say that it's easy to defend. But at a professional level, I think you have to be, the best, of your own ability. I know Courtois said that there were rumors saying that he wanted to go back to Spain, and really upset some Chelsea fans. But I mean, his form can also be down, the defensive work. Obviously, if we said that 2 seasons ago, obviously he was probably one of the top 5 keepers in the Premier League. It was only down because of our defenders. Obviously, last year we had a really bad season. Conceded quite a lot. Didn't have a lot of clean sheets. But then again, it's not always the keeper's fault. You got to look at the defenders, how they defend. Like last weekend, they were ball watching, especially on the second goal. So yeah, I think that we should keep him because I'm not a big fan of Begovic in goal.
So I keep Courtois in goal. Obviously have that. So let's go through our starting 11 now. Let's have something which we would create if it was us in charge.
Yeah.
So are we going 4-2-3-1 or are we going with the traditional Conte 4-1-4-1? That's something which is probably what he might do.
Yeah, I think he's going to play 4-1-4-1. Don't think he's going to go 4-4-2-3-1 because it didn't work last season. But you never know. Give it a try. Maybe we can win a game or so. But yeah, I think he's going for the 4-1-4.
Okay, so obviously we're going to go Courtois in goal.
Yeah, Courtois.
Alonso left back. Is that what we want? I definitely would not play Branislav Ivanovic as a right back. I'd be too weak on that side.
Yeah, I'll play him. If he was in the starting 11, I would put in centre back in the centre, not as a right back, not as a left back. Put it in the middle.
Okay, so we're going Alonso, Ivanovic, Cahill. That's all we got. Let's be honest. I'll put the in there.
Says Azpilicueta on the right.
So Courtois, Alonso, Ivanovic, Cahill. So that's like that.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Central midfielders. Do you know what I'd like to see? I would like to see Ruben Loftus-Cheek giving a run out in that central midfield role. He's been playing off as a second striker almost, as a second striker, and I just don't think that position suits him at all. And for me, I personally feel that maybe he should be as another because he does have a lot of you. What do you think about that?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I think Loftus-Cheek should play as a potential and potentially another.
I still can't hear you. You're breaking out.
No. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
we're
I
back.
can hear.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
we're back.
Okay,
Cool.
brilliant. Right. Yeah, I was saying potentially play Loftus-Cheek as another central midfielder.
Could do.
I like. You, do you want to see that? Would you like to see Loftus-Cheek play as another central midfielder?
Um, Obviously, if he puts the effort in, obviously he's young, he's strong, tall. Probably give it a try. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, yeah. So you'd play him there. We'd play alongside him. Who would you play?
I don't know. What would you say?
I don't want to, but Oscar strike. I'd say I want to say, oh, let's put Luis in as a central midfielder. Maybe move Kante forward, put Luis as a DM, but it won't
Yeah,
happen. It won't
no,
happen.
it probably won't now.
And I don't know. I think potentially, obviously, I reckon it'd be Oscar. I reckon it's
Oscar.
Oscar. Um,
If we're gonna play forward, I think Oscar is the best option.
mm.
Then again,
So
I don't think like Hull as a team, they're not a strong team.
mm.
I think Oscar would be probably the best option, actually. Yeah.
So Oscar, I'm guessing the wings, Hazard, Willian, bog standard, normal,
Yeah.
and then Costa up front. I'm guessing. So
Diego.
we've got the
Yeah.
basically it's exactly the same team. We don't have any width, any ability. Oh God, what does that say about Chelsea? What does that say about Chelsea? Yeah, obviously, I'm not happy with that. That's something that's really annoying. But let's drop in one final thing about how we think the game will go. Big one, Diego. I want a score prediction.
All right. Score prediction. I'll say 3-1 to us.
3-1.
3-1.
You're excitable.
I think we're gonna go for this one. You know, I've got a big feeling.
You got a good feeling about this, so you
Yeah.
reckon we're going to win this 3-1? I'll be very honest. I can see us losing this one. I really can. Obviously, I'm not going to say that we are. I don't think we will. 2-1. It's 1-0 or something really boring, really easy. Well, not easy. Something just grind out a result, and everyone will be like, "We're doing really well again." When in fact, we're going to go and lose to Leicester or Man United or someone that's going to go those next 2 weeks, and that's not particularly excitable. I am not going to be at Hull tomorrow doing fan cams, unfortunately, so I will be doing another review here, and obviously I'm going to be looking forward to that. But obviously, if you haven't already, please subscribe to 100% Chelsea. All social media links are down in the description. As you can see, right, can my finger? Yeah, right there. Right there is my Twitter, or the 100% Chelsea Twitter. Make sure you follow that Twitter to get some stuff during the game, after game, reactions, all that sort of stuff, some simple stuff. Obviously, also, Diego, Mr. Arta Motta, lots of different names, but we just call you Diego.
Just call me Diego.
Where can people find you?
On Twitter, Instagram,
Using that handle there. That handle
right
there.
Yeah, right there.
Right there. Damn, he's getting good at this.
There. Oh, right there.
But obviously, yes, this has been his first ever stream. So obviously, please be nice to him. Don't be mean to poor old Diego. Because I'm going to have to deal with that then, and I can't be bothered, if I'm honest. But obviously, go and have a chat with him on Twitter. Go and what you think. Go and tell him. Obviously, all that stuff. We'll be obviously tweeting stuff, talk about Chelsea during the game. He's part of our 100% Chelsea team. He will be writing stuff on Twitter. He will be doing stuff on there. But obviously, guys, take care of yourselves. We will see you soon. Diego, would you like to sign off?
See you later. Peace.
Peace. Make sure you subscribe. Bye, guys.
See you there.